Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be stripping down one of these 5 great big marine propulsion units.
They're a crazy piece of machinery, powered by a 5.9 litre Cummins, powering a big hydraulic pump on the back. That drives the prop and the hydraulic arm that drops down underneath. They're all sorts of crazy really, aren't they? They're a bit of a weird thing.
They're a bit of engineering. We are going to be removing the engines from these because these were destined for scrap. So we're adding value by taking the engines out, hydraulic tanks, selling all the parts separately rather than scrapping them as one big unit.
That way they'll be worth more in parts than they are as a whole.
Yes. They weigh about, we're guesstimating about 3.5, 3.8 tonne, going on what the fork truck struggles like with them, just about picks them up.
Yeah, just about picks them up with a wing and a prayer.
Yeah, so we're going to get one of these round to the workshop. We'll get the other camera and show you guys around it closely. They are quite a bit of engineering.
Yeah, there's all sorts going on. So here's the beast dragged out, attached to the forklift. It's a little bit of a struggle. Let's say that's on the limit of what she wants to lift. That's the reality. But we're going to creep her down the yard. And it's doing it. After a fashion. We have touchdown.
It's just about enough for that fork truck.
That's the limit of what she really wants to lift.
Yeah. He does well to pick that up to be lifted.
Ah, we could have a look around the beastie now. Let's Sam nip over there and park the forky truckie.
There we go.
Open sesame. A little bit dark.
You can just about see one in there.
That's a decent sized turbo, isn't it?
Big holster that, yeah. That's the hydraulic tank. This is where the steering control is from this side. It would have had like a rev counter or thrust angle counter thing in there.
Which was still present and correct on the other side. Would have been a mirror image of this one.
Yeah, it would have had that on the other side as well. See all the controls and down and Thrustmaster of Texas.
Cool, even the dial's quite cool. Dial's fallen down a little bit. A bit of slippage.
Let's start.
Start attacking this. We're going to whip the lid off with a Milwaukee, go around, undo all the bolts, take it along for the ride, and we'll unwrap the Christmas present and see what we've got. It's a cooling fan to end all cooling fans.
It's a fairly big fan.
It's a fairly big fan. Fairly big rads. Which, on a stationary motor that's sat on a ship not going anywhere with no airflow, that's kind of what you need.
We are missing a starter motor there. Right, give that crowbar, let's see if the motor's free. First job.
Gonna have a look and see if the motor's free. So as Sam rightly points out, if the motor's locked up, there's not much point in trying to pull the motors. I can hear pistons moving in bores,
Only a tiny bit.
but only a fraction.
Oh yeah, it's going.
She's off. She's off. Not as tight as the fleet line on the plus side. If anybody watched the fleet line video the other day, that was super tight. That took some freeing.
Yes, turning. Well, it is tight.
She's turning. Well, that's a good sign.
Let's there's no dipstick in this one, so let's go nick a dipstick out one of the others, see if we've actually got the engine oil in there.
Let's apply said dipstick and see if we've got some oil.
A lot of oil. Yep.
That's more oil than is required. Does it stink of diesel?
No, not really. Feel dead bad. Just there's a lot of oil. That's weird, isn't it?
It is a bit weird, yeah. Somebody's got overexcited.
There was oil everywhere, so it might have just been filled. Not mayonnaise in the cap or anything, is it? That's strange. Yeah, it's pulled to the top coolant, so it's not. There's put coolant in there, like you see in this.
The little sight glass there on the rad.
Nice, isn't it?
That's a bit posh, isn't it? You don't often get sight glasses on radiators. Right, let's get stuck into the crustiness.
Right, guys, I've started bashing this big pin out the bottom. I'm going to knock that out, and then Brendan is going to slowly, hopefully, release that rope.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
We'll see how it goes.
There she blows.
Right, I'm going to pull that out. Are you?
Yeah, I've got hold of it.
I can't get it out. Already got a bit too much load on it.
But it's still slack in the line.
Don't let any more off, mate, because I can't.
Yeah, we've got her.
I can't get that out. Oh, that's heavy. Right.
Oh,
Down
yeah.
sesame. Don't let it pull through your hands. If I stand there, mate, if that rope snaps, it's going to come at you in the face.
It's going to come and whip me in the face. The rope snap?
No,
No.
just stretched
Just
it like a banana.
Just stretch the rope like there's no tomorrow.
Holy moly, there's some weight in that bit.
There's some weight in that bit, yeah. There's some weight in that. Well, we now know we've got a method for lowering them under some sort of control. Some sort of control.
We forgot to say timber.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a heavy old unit, that.
Well, at least we have to, when we've got that bit off, we have to pick them up with the forklift properly.
Yeah.
Because
Dispose all that out of the way, and then we'll be into the rest of it.
so Brendan's just getting the hydraulic oil out of it right now. So not wasting it, we're putting it into a clean barrel.
Save that for a rainy day.
We want to take this off next, so we can get that piece, these two hoses off. The main drive hoses for the motor, but we want the hydraulic oil empty, so we're not leaking everywhere. So this is where we're up to. We've got both hydraulic hoses disconnected.
Motor's off.
She's a fairly weighty beast. But we can move this section out of the way now, and then it allows us access into that pump, and it means it's not all out of balance now. We can actually pick that machine up. I think there's probably about a ton there, maybe about a ton in weight.
Yeah, I would say somewhere around there. It's plenty, isn't it?
It's fairly heavy. We'll get that moved out of the way, and then we can start unbolting the bell housing, getting the hydraulic pump off, and I think the engine's going to come out the top. I think that's the only way out.
That is the only way out, yeah. Once we've got the hydraulic tank out, back and out the way.
Definitely going to need to take the radiator and hydraulic cooler off and out of the way, because they're going to stop it coming up, because the bell housing is so close there. I'm going to have to take the fan, the hydraulic pack and everything out, and then allow the engine to come forward a few inches and straight up. So we'll crack on,
Do a bit more, see where we get to.
So guys, welcome to day 2 on trying to get the engine out of this thing.
It's a bit of a peg, there's not loads of room, it's super greasy, there's film with hydraulic fluid absolutely everywhere.
We'll
Everything you touch
it's mucky.
is mucky.
We'll get the other camera and show you guys how far we've got. We've got the radiator pack drained and we've got a few other bits done, so we'll soon be pulling the motor.
That sounds better, doesn't it? Pulling the motor sounds better. Be clean when it's out. We know it's quite dirty and there's lots of filthy hydraulic film over everything. But we're gradually getting closer towards being able to pull this little puppy out.
So I'll show you guys down here. We've got all the bell housing bolts out, bar the top one. All the engine mount bolts are out, bar one on each corner. Brendan's undone the radiator pack this morning.
And drain some of the fluid out of it.
We're just draining the coolant into that drum, and then we can dispose of it correctly. So that's a nice big turbo, isn't it? So next thing we're thinking, this fan guard needs to come off. Once that's off, we can then tilt the radiator pack forward slightly, and we should be able to unbolt the rest of the mounts and lift the motor out.
Give us enough room to wiggle it free.
It is actually quite tight down that side, even though it looks like there's loads of space. It is quite tight to the injection pump.
Up, yeah. Yeah, it's quite tight up next to this electrical box, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it should just
sneak through.
Sneak through, yeah. All right, we'll crack on, get this radiator pack out the way.
One of them in the Green Goddess with something like a Spicer 5-speed on the back, connected to that, because it's got a divorce transfer case in there.
Yeah.
That'll be it could be a right bit of kit.
Could be a weapon. Can you imagine spinning all 4 wheels in your Green
I
Goddess?
think it will break. It's not built for that.
Alrighty.
Right, ready?
Yeah, softly, softly, catch your monkey. This bottom hose undone off the rad?
No.
No, we just need to undo that. You just hold it there a sec. And away.
Are you ready?
Yep. Alright, whoop. Just make sure this fan's... Yeah, so we want to go that way because we're going to pick the radiator pack up at that.
Release the beast.
Release the beast from its tomb of slumber.
That'll make a lovely engine for somebody, that.
It's a diamond in the rough, isn't it?
Yeah, look what kilowatts it is, but I think with that P pump on it and that big turbo, she might make some power, that thing.
Might be a pokey one. Just carry this round now and pop it in the 110, it'll fit like a glove.
No, it won't. It's not going in the 110.
You're going to put it in the pallet, on that pallet?
Yeah, we can do. We'll pull them mounts off and then have another go at and bolt them to the engine.
Yeah. She's out.
Right, I'll just see if that camera's looking in the right direction. Near enough, I think.
Not far off.
I'll set you guys up so you can see what we're looking at.
$173. 173 horsepower.
Is it horsepower or kilowatts?
About 173 horsepower and 129 kilowatts.
Cool.
At 2.5.
It's quite low RPM, isn't it? 2.5. I wonder what these rev to in the trucks.
A bit more than that. 4-ish, 4.5-ish, maybe 5.
Oh, they won't go 5. Oh, they're not a big.
Not a big lump like this.
Maybe 3.5.
Don't think they'll get up to 4.
I doubt it. It's got the Bosch P pump on it. This engine has the potential to make a lot of power. The ones we see in the UK, most of them are 150 horse rated, so 173's, you know, 25-ish more than what we normally see.
Extras, yeah.
But I think with that P pump, I think these, from what I've seen with the guys in the States doing stuff, I think you can get these quite high, and it's obviously fully mechanical, this one.
Which is sweet.
The other thing I noticed, it's got this lift pump, which from what I can see as well is fitted to the diggers and the more high horsepower rated stuff. It hasn't got the standard little diaphragm style lift pump, it's got this plunger style lift pump, which is for higher horsepower rating.
The fuel inlet looks like it's for higher horsepower rating because it's the size of a hose pipe.
The fuel hose, yeah, that's the fuel hose. It's nearly half as thick as your thumb.
Yeah, yeah. She's not going to struggle getting a drink, is she?
I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab the engine mounts out of the crate, bolt them back to the engine, so then we can sit the engine on a pallet, screw it down, and then we can get a starter motor and see if we can get this thing to fire up and make some noise.
That sounds like a great plan. It'd be nice to hear it running.
Might take that fan off because that looks like it could be very dangerous.
Looks like it might hack your arm clean off for you.
So guys, it's the next day and it's basically been monsoon season in the UK. It's early June and it's just not stopped raining.
The sun's come out now, but this morning she's been wet as an otter's pocket. She's wet.
Yeah, it's not been very nice. We've been stripping this one down and we've got the outdrive part taken off and the engine's ready to lift out of that one. But it's dried up a bit, so we thought we'd try and make some noise.
Let's see if we can get this one fired up. We've got fuel oil set up on this side, battery set up on the other side. We should be good to go.
Right, let's see if we'll do it.
See if she makes some noise.
So, Brendan's been priming this fuel system. It's got a primer pump on the side there. And we've just been turning it over to get fuel up to the injector. Just crack these off and got fuel up to the injectors. So thinking it should just basically just light straight away now.
Should be good to go.
Right, if you hold the fuel stop.
Hold the fuel stop.
Are you ready? I've got the ignition screwdriver.
Okay, fuel stop held.
Well, that. Well, that's it. It runs.
She's alive. Yeah, makes noise, smell bad, definitely running.
So the plan for these engines now is these are going to be sold. I can put a link in the description to the place they're going to be sold. They're not our engines. We're doing this for a customer. The brief was to add value to these rather than just scrapping these. The brief is to add value. So rather than just them getting weighed in, we're removing the engines, and then we can sell the engines as good running units. If they are good running units, we can then weigh the steel in separately, weigh the radiators in. If some of them have copper radiators, they can be weighed in separately to get the most value out of the one product.
Rather than just weighing it all in for scrap as a job lot, it makes much more sense to pull them all apart and take the things of value. And
yeah, and there's got to be people crying out for a P-pump Cummins. I mean, this would be great in an excavator. There's going to be people that need this engine, and it seems absolute sacrilege just to scrap it.
Just to take it off to scrap. So it's nice to liberate them and take them from their slumber and make them work again.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like you're actually doing something good rather than just weighing it in.
Rather than just weighing it in for scrap, which it's clearly not scrap.
No, it sounds absolutely stonking, that one. It sounds really good. But I think the next thing is get the next one out. I think we've got 3 out of this 5, been looking over them, some missing injectors and bits and bobs. We've got 3 out of the 5 that we think we can get running.
Make work, yeah. We're going to go from there.
Right, we'll start lifting the next one out. So guys, I think that's coming to the end of this video. We've managed to liberate 2 of the engines. There's 3 more to go, but I think with the parts that we've got available, as you can see, this one's missing a starter motor. There's one around there.
Missing injectors.
Missing injectors. That's got a starter motor. So between the 5, I think we've got 3 enough.
Three worth
I think we've got enough
doing
to
something
get
with. Yeah.
3 going. Yeah. These are going to be for sale on the RAMCO UK website. That's RAMCO at Skegness. We don't own these engines. We're just told to remove them and add value to that product. So instead of scrapping them, we've done this. I think it's better to give these another use.
Definitely better for repurposing and giving them more life than it is just letting them go off to scrap, because that's just a waste.
Yeah,
somebody could have an awesome powered Bedford or any other thing they can imagine, really, a hot rod or anything like that.
These are the P-pump engines. They're not the rotary inline Bosch VE. They are the Bosch inline P-pump. So
desirable.
These are more desirable. They should be able to make really good power if you turn them up. But yeah, 3 good engines hopefully. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.